Swan Districts turned a few heads last week in what was an honourable loss to Premiership favourites East Perth. At home for the first time this season against Peel Thunder, they were determined to further dispel doubts about their standing in the competition.
Colin Sylvia, I was almost going to be a bit critical on him then that he didn't go in long, but it was a really good finish.
Almost an inside-out drop punt there off the instep. It swung like a left to right swinger rather than the right to left that we normally see from a right footer. And pass away to Simpson again, along with the left boot. Dan against Jeddah, in from the side Wilkins. The bounce beats them all. Great collect from Dan. Bounces it goalward and it bounces through. Brilliant footy from Eddie Dan.
Ball spills for Brandon Jeddah, but he overruns it. Simpson hasn't. He lifted his rating. Creative hand pass over the top now. Tabitha on the left boot. He does steer it through, I think. Or has it gone through the other side of the post? I think he's kicked the goal, a pretty good kick too, to a contest, and Simpson just read it brilliantly in flight. Oh, but then runs into Jeddah, shrugged the tackle off. Great effort by Simpson, and what a finish. Into the pocket to Sylvia, who's allowed to play on far too easily by Brandon Jeddah. Swings the ball high, but through the major opening, and Peel Thunder get another one. Still it's alive. Oh, Sylvia swoops on it with a bit of class, takes a bounce and gets the kick up toward the forward pocket. It's an empty 50-metre zone there for Peel Thunder. Tabitha, creative hand pass, does well. This is Lane Wilkins. Wilkins across his body, ever so casually, kicks a major for Peel Thunder.
Gets it away to Riccio quickly. They send it back inside 50 once more. Chance here for Rogers. Collects and pops a hand pass back to Davis. Ball in good hands here for Swans. Back to Rogers. He'll want his left side. Sidesteps one and drills the goal. That's classy footy for the former Demon.
Connor Blakely, Ugle, got the ball to Castley, the centering kick. Chance now for Simpson, who's gone forward. Simpson onto the left boot. Has he put it through? I don't know. I think he has. Justin Simpson, he's been everywhere today.
It's going to go back inside 50 once more through Jukes in the Carey direction. Oh, I thought he had enough of it. Umpire didn't agree. Connor Blakely comes through, can't take it with him. Hand pass comes out to Carey. Here is number 5. Ricky Carey has 5 goals before three-quarter time. We spoke about Wayne Carey before. He kicked 7 on more than one occasion. Ricky Carey runs straight up to Zach Clark and says, "Thank you for that, I'll have 7 now."
He kicks it to a contest, not socketed the ball off the ground, could work out brilliantly for them. Oh, Anderson picks it up cleanly. He's got great vision, gives it to Ryan Davis. From one step, Ryan Davis hammers it home. And I think Swan Districts are home. In what has been one of the great... So an 8-goal haul by Ricky Carey, the highlight of his short 4-game career. 2 to Rogers, Alari, Graham, Jetta, Davis, Riggio and Anderson all contributed for the Black and Whites, whilst for the Thunder 4 players kicked 2 goals apiece. Wilkins, Sylvia, Dan, Tabitha, whilst Clark, Apinis and Ballard each kicked 1. Outstanding performance by Ryan Davis, 9 marks, 1 goal, 3, had 31 possessions, 32 by Faulkner, 11 marks for the little man. Simpson was outstanding at centre-half back, 12 marks, even kicked a goal from his 26 possessions, 26 also to Riggio with a goal, 15 to Carey, 8 goals, 1, he took 9 marks. Alari was brilliant with 25 possessions, kicked the last goal of the game. Castley had 20 possessions and Rogers 2 goals from his 18 possessions. For Peel Thunder, outstanding performance, 39 possessions and 9 marks to Clancy Pearce. Brendan Jones had 26 possessions, 28 to Tabitha and 2 goals too, 23 to Simpson. Morabito, 7 marks, 19 possessions, 2 goals to Colin Sylvia, had 23 possessions along the way. Ballard, impressive in the first half with 21, and Clark, a lot of hit-outs, but he still had 15 possessions and kicked a goal. And there you can see a remarkable turnaround after half-time. Swan Districts behind in most of the key indicators, just gathered possession at will in the second half, finished up with a lot of possessions, more inside 50s by 11, and the centre breaks 17 to 14 in favour of Peel. But in the end, the stat that mattered was that one there after leading by 5 points at quarter time. Swan Districts trailed by 28 points at half time, by as much as 34 points early in the third quarter. But by three-quarter time, they had turned things around, led by 10 and stretched the margin to 35 at full time, running out winners 16-18, 114 to Peel Thunder, 11-13, 79.
Ricky, congratulations, mate. I think you'll remember that for a fair while.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, only your 4th game, but You know, you kicked well. The one that you missed, probably you should have got into the post. But what a great comeback from a side that looked like they were beaten at half time.
Yeah, definitely. We got done up in the second quarter, and there's a big focus last week to all 22 boys to have a real crack, and I think we did that after the second quarter.
What was said at half time? Because you know, Peel were all over you early, but your comeback in the second half was fantastic.
Yeah, well, Stiffy said that was still in it, and they had a couple of injuries at the second quarter. I think 2 or 3 of them went down, and he just said to fight with the breeze in the third quarter and a real big focus on 22 players battling it out, so it was good.
Now, do you always play full forward in your junior footy? How many goals have you kicked before?
No, I was a forward pocket in my junior career under Brad Shepherd and Mitch Marsh and those boys, but yeah, full back last year in my first 2 league games, so full forward for these 2, so it's good to get a goal.
Fantastic work, mate. We'll let you go and enjoy with the rest of the boys before I get even wetter. But they can tip everything they like over you. Good work, mate.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations, a fantastic comeback.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit shaky and excited. Look, at the start of the year, we expected us to finish last, which obviously can still happen. We played what we think are probably the 2 of the best teams in the competition, Perth and Peel, and they've had 12 or 13 AFL players in, and our kids have just been sensational. We've probably had 4 or 5 kids out there with less than 5 or 6 games experience, and Blakely and Brandon Jetta and Ricky Carey kicking 8, and you know, these kids are really coming on strongly and they're playing some great footy, and it's a team-orientated brand, and given they were 27 points down, it was really, really pleasing that they fought their way back.
No, I thought, you know, honestly, you looked down and out. They looked like they were just sort of controlling the game a lot more. I think I had a couple of go at a few of your players, but you obviously did as well, and they just responded fantastically because, you know, you're in against the wind. All facets were against you.
Yeah, look, the third quarter was really important to actually close and come late. They had a lot go against them as well. We under no illusions that things didn't go well for them. You know, Menengola being off, I think Wood had an AC. Brown was obviously on the ground, but he was severely incapacitated. So they were down to 19 men, but our boys still had to put themselves in a situation where they were close at three-quarter time, and they did that. And, you know, what happens in footy, Skinner, they get a bit of confidence and they roll over the top, so it was great.
But there was nothing fancy about the way you work yourself back into the game. It was just hard work, you know, the grind, the grunt, and your work, and it was fantastic. And the really, really good thing about it is that when it started to come, everyone just lifted. Must have been great for a coach.
Oh, it was great to watch. I mean, I reckon in the first half we were outplayed. You know, Silver and Pearce and Clark and Griffin, they were just way too good for us. But we had kids like Nathan Blakely. I thought he was absolutely wonderful. Like, Clark and Griffin aren't just AFL players. These are serious players. And got a kid there that's only 195 centimetres. I think he had 17 possessions and really did match it with those 2 boys. And at half-time, he was in a position where he was under pressure. He was getting whacked, and so was our midfield, and something had to change, and I thought it was Nathan Blakely and our midfielders that turned the corner. And look, we missed some opportunities in the first half where we just weren't clean enough and we turned the ball over. And again, it was just the basic things that we did well that got us over the line, being hard at it and tackling well and just being a little bit more composed with the footy.
Matt Riggio, fantastic second half.
Yeah, look, Blaine Boakhurst was out of the contest early, and I think he finished with 22. He was super. You know, Riggy, I thought Faulkner worked his way back into the game really, really strongly. Alari off a wing, you know, Castley at half-back. He'd had a poor first half off a wing, and he was super off half-back. So players lifted, and that's a great trait to have within a footy club. And last week, you know, like, we did a great job against East Perth, but lost, and you don't get any respect unless you win. And hopefully the boys gained a bit of respect back today.
Ricky Carey, tell us a little bit about him. Fantastic, obviously, in your 4th game. Was yours that good?
a fourth game, and I would have had 8 kicked on me, I think, I would have thought. But look, he's a big gangly thing, and I think players at times look at him and go, this kid can't play. But, Phil Smart did a good job as well. He pulled this kid out of the amateurs at TAs, I think, playing Colts, and he did a wonderful job today and looked like he was going to clunk everything. But a really big challenge now. He'll get a good defender next week, and the challenge for him is to back that one up. But it was so exciting to watch him play, and made a few mistakes, but to finish with 8 against quality opposition at times was absolutely superb.
No, when you play well, you build the rod for your back, and then you've got to be consistent. That's what you have to do to be a great footballer. Mate, it was a memorable game. It was a great game for us to cover. I hope it was a great game for you. I'm sure it was. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Thanks, mate. Ta.
Round 3 commenced on Friday night under the lights at Fremantle Oval, where the Royals muscled their way to a 75-point victory over the Bulldogs, 20 goals 8, 128 to the Bulldogs 8-5, 53. And on Saturday afternoon, the early game played at East Fremantle Oval between Subiaco and the Tigers, and it was the Lions 18 goals 20 to 130, defeating Claremont 6-14, 50 the margin, 80 points. And in the other game, in a cliffhanger, West Perth held on 15-13, 103, defeating Perth 13-7, 85 the margin, 18 points. So next week we travel to Medibank Stadium for our round 4 match of the day. The first Perth Derby of 2014. The Royals play host to arch rivals the Falcons, live on ABC 1 from 2 p.m.